Yes. Are you?
Nice.
You good?
I'm fine too, man. It's a big honor and a big pleasure to be talking to you. I was talking to Marcus that your bass guide my a big part of my life because I'm a huge fan of In Flames too. So thanks for all of that, man.
Oh, thank you very much. The pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, man. To start this interview, for first of all, congratulations for the new album. March of the Unheard is an incredible album, man. Congratulations
Oh,
for all of you.
thank you very much.
Okay, now let me ask you. You had In Flames, Sierra, and the Halo Effect now. What those bands has in common and what is different between them?
I think the passion for music is what they all have in common. The brotherhood that we had within Flames kept on going through Syra. Same thing there. And now when we formed the Halo Effect, it was the same thing. We'd like to play music, create music, and have a good time all in general. I think that's what kind of combines all the bands. It's about enjoying yourself and enjoying life.
Nice. And what is different between them? Can you say something different between them?
Well, the different members these days. I don't know. It's a very good question because I know we get a lot of comparisons in between the different acts, and I know for a fact that we never ever really thought about it when it came to writing music, that it's going to sound a certain way or be a certain way. We just kept on writing music. So I guess what's different, obviously, is a joke that it's different members, but I mean, it has its obviously the way that you play and the way that you perform is different depending on who you are. And I think that's the biggest significant difference. That there's three different singers in these three bands. Jesper and I have been in them all, absolutely. But I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, the biggest difference would be between Syra and any of the other bands, given that Jake has such a different type of vocals. He can sing really, really well, clean. He has his the high pitch, and he can go very down low. We all have the melodies and the harmonies, but other than that, I can't really think of anything because it's never crossed my mind what's different. With Halo Effect, we don't try to sound different. We don't try to sound similar. We just create music that we love. And that's been the same in the past with both Syra and In Flames, of course.
Nice. And as a bass player, Peter, what was your influence in this upcoming album?
I'm sorry, what was my...
Influence. What was your main influence on the composing of this album and what you was listening to get the ideas for March of the Unheard?
I actually have a quite a boring answer for you, and I try not to take too many influences in from anything else. When I go in and I create the bass parts for the songs, I try to just be kind of like an empty canvas. I'm not an empty canvas, obviously, because there's been some drawings on it, but I just want to add my parts to the music there in the way that I feel natural in doing it. I never overthink it. There's always a riff or a lick here and there where I feel like, okay, I have something in my mind, but I never plan it. I just go in and and we press record and I just do my thing. And if it's good, it's good. If not, maybe I go back and I try to get it the way that I want it. But I guess my influence in general is life, it's music. It's about happiness and the enjoyment of performing together with my brothers in Halo. And to I mean, I'm inspired by everything. I listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to a lot of fusion, or these, we have Rush and Genesis and Yes and Dream Theater and Queensryche and all that stuff that I listened to when I grew up a lot, and I still do. I listen to a lot of like really, really heavy metal when I work out, like, you get Hatebreed, and you get obviously Slayer and bands like that, you know, and everything becomes an inspiration for me. Not that often do I think, oh, that's an amazing bass line, I want to do something similar, but it happens. I know Mastodon really has some really cool stuff that I sometimes, you know, maybe I could put that into some in some different way into a song. But I'm very, I try to not think too much about external influences.
Nice, nice. And in this album, you guys from the Halo Effect seems more cohesive than the first one. How can you explain that? Or it was something natural due to your friendship, your long-time friendship, and being part of bands, it became natural? Or do you think that this cohesive that I listened to was meticulously thinking for the for Mark of the Unheard?
Um, a little bit of both, I would say. I mean, the first album, we just wrote music and we kept on writing and we recorded and wrote more. And there was no pressure. There was no time limit. We didn't even have a record contract. Nobody had heard us. Nobody knew that we existed. And we just kept on writing. We didn't even know what we were going to sound when we started to write. And for the second album, I know Niklas was in the studio a lot writing and figuring out ideas together with Jesper and showing us all these ideas when we were out playing. And, you know, it went back and forth. And obviously, you could see that there could be way more pressure on a second album after, you know, releasing something like we did, you know, something new, something that nobody even knew about. But I don't feel that there was any pressure in a negative sense, more in like for ourselves. You know, we need to do something that keeps it interesting for us, and that's always the case. And the really cool thing about, you know, Niklas is the main composer, and the really cool thing about him is that he shows you the stuff that he's written, and then he tells me, do whatever you want on it, you know, whatever you want. Same for everybody, which means that, you know, there's a lot of trust in between us as musicians and as songwriters. And I guess, you know, whatever anybody brings to the table will be the way that we would like it to be, which kind of takes away all the pressure. It's very, everybody's very open-minded with all the ideas. And I think that's
Nice.
really, really great.
Yes, and thinking that you had this open mind for those ideas could be better to work because, like you've told us, it's not like an empty canvas, but if you have the freedom to work with them, it should be better for everyone. Am I right to say it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the way we like to work as well. And I think it's very inspiring to be able to play with, you know, my really, really good friends who are all amazing musicians, you know, and there's never any end of creativity. There's nothing that nobody can't do, you know. We have everybody's amazing players that I get to play with, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Nice, nice. And let's talk about friendship because you guys played a lot together for years in in a lot of bands. And does it make it easier to work?
Yeah, I think so. That was the reason why Halo Effect was formed was from friendship. Niklas came to me and asked me, I have this idea. He said, what about forming a new band together? I was like, oh, maybe, you know, okay, yeah, that could be fun, you know, maybe maybe we ask Daniel to do some drumming, and you know, we ask Jesper to do the guitars, and we ask Michael to do the vocals, and you know, and yeah, that could be fun. And how should we do it, you know? And we said, first of all, let's have fun with this. You know, it needs to be fun. And I called Michael up, Niklas called Jesper up, and Daniel was in the same room as me because we were working at our brewery. So, and everybody was on board. And then later on, I heard that, you know, there was already like some sort of discussion between Niklas and Michael and Jesper, and you know, and it's cool because everybody came at it from different angles, and just because of the fact that we're friends, that we're so good friends, we wanted to do this. And also we had the pandemic at the time. A lot of times you
Yes.
form bands when you're out, you're out partying and wherever. It's like, "Ah, let's form a band." Yeah, and it never happens. But this time we actually had the time to form a band, to listen to each other's ideas, and to record and to actually go back and re-record. And it was still the pandemic, So we being friends absolutely made it easier to work because it wasn't a job. It was just a pure pleasure.
A gathering of friends having fun. It was on that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Having good beer because you told that you have a brewery with Daniel, right? And
Yeah.
playing, that's so perfect, man.
Sorry, what?
You have a brewery with Daniel that you told us, and
Yeah.
you're joining friends and playing. So perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, cool. And March of the Unheard. I love this title, but I want to know if the musics can they are connected to this title, or you think, oh no, that's a good one.
No, it's definitely connected. Michael comes up with all the titles and all the lyrics, and if you start with, Days of the Lost is basically a story of what could have been. We could have easily formed this band 30 years ago when we grew up because we knew each other and knew about us at least, and but as it happened, we formed different bands, so we went to different past, a different, sorry, different future. And March of the Unheard is a little bit, obviously I think the beautiful thing about lyrics and titles like that is that you can create your own opinion about what it means for you. For me, it's the voice of the unheard. Obviously, it's the voice of the people that don't get the chance to speak their words, to be out there, to say what they want to do. It could be the voice of the bullied, or the people on the side, and it's a march. It's time for them, for all of us, to step up and move forward and make ourselves visible. Make, everybody counts, everybody's equal. And I think that in this world it isn't the case. There's a lot of times where you're not able to make your voice heard because you don't have the means, you don't have the opportunities, you don't have the friendship, or the whatever, the ability to do so. And I think it's really important that we give everybody a chance, because everybody counts. And I think that when
Nice,
you
nice.
read it, it's definitely connected to all of the lyrics that he puts into this. It's kind of like a symbiosis of everything. Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that the political situation of the world nowadays has influenced you to get into this concept?
I can't really talk for Michael here, but I
Yes.
think that as much as I like politics personally, I always try not to, mix it too much together with the music. I don't think he
Yes.
writes about the politics. I think he writes more about friendship and about, how things have been in the past. I know he sometimes gets inspired by, maybe like for Days of the Lost, it was inspired by us, by all of us. Like I said, March of the
Yes.
Unheard, same thing. Something inspires him to write about these subjects that are so important. But I think that he leaves the politics on the side.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about when you are touring. Fun, friends, playing, doing everything that you like most. Does the problems in the road can get into this, or you feel no? It's all way. I have the experience, and it helps.
I think the politics of the world can definitely get in sometimes, good and bad. But I try personally to enjoy myself wherever I am, to see whatever country, whatever city I get to go to see it for what it is, and not let any negativity affect me. I like to
Yes.
travel the world. I like to travel. I like to, my normal routine on tour is, waking up, getting ready, and then taking a long walk. These days when we have smartphones, you can just find a map easily. Where's the closest river? Where's the closest park? Or, where can I go for breakfast or whatever, But I really enjoy doing that, taking a long walk by myself, in the morning, or in the, my morning in the, might not be proper
Yes.
early, but and then walking back to the venue, talking to everybody, checking out what's happening today, do a sound check, and then taking another walk with somebody from the band, or if I meet up with a friend and we have some lunch or dinner or something. So personally, obviously, the politics can absolutely affect
Okay.
where we are and what possibilities we have and stuff like that. But I do try not to let it affect me.
Nice. And I had a curiosity. Like owner of a brewery, when you travel when you travel on your tour playing, do you have the curiosity to drink the local beers, or you think, I know, I'm not here for that?
I'm always there for that. I am the
Cool.
type of person I try to I like food and I like drinks and I like, friendship and good times. So I always try to drink the local beers. I try the local if there's local wine or local vineyard, I try that. The special food of the city or I try to do as much as I can. And I think my tour is always musical and culinary experience. I love to go out and eat and drink and just experience. I mean, one of my absolute favorite things is, like I said, just walking out by myself,
Yes.
finding a place, some place, and just sit and feel the pulse of the city where I am. It doesn't matter where I am. If I can have a local whatever there, beer, coffee, whatever. I think it's amazing. It definitely enhances. So what I do actually, I try a lot of times to do tap takeovers. I try to send our beers to like a local importer who can get us into some suitable restaurants to do some fun events with, and then we advertise that, and hopefully people can come before or after a show, and we meet up and we talk and we drink some beer and hang out, have a good time. I think the thing
Nice.
is with alcohol, it's never been. I'm not going to say never. It's these days. It's not for getting drunk. I think I like drinking a good glass of wine that I combine with a nice piece of meat or a nice beer that I combine with some cheese or whatever. I think I like the combination, and it doesn't have to be alcohol,
Okay.
but it's just a combination of food and drinks that I really enjoy.
A good drink and a good food.
Yes.
Nice. I like to do this too. I like to do this too, man. It's I don't know. I think it's enhance yourself, no?
Yeah, and you learn a lot about the city and the country by eating its
Yes.
food, which I
Yes.
try to do.
Yes.
I haven't always been like this, but as I grow older, I think it's very special that I'm able to actually still travel the world, and to do that, I try to get as much local culture as I can.
Nice. And do you have plans to come to South America?
We actually do. We're looking into it right now. Not sure exactly when, but I know we're talking about it.
Oh,
We have a limited time period because everybody is involved in different projects, and
yes.
especially Michael with Dark Tranquility. But yeah, we're looking into coming into South America in 2025. So I really hope.
Nice. Yeah. You already came to South America with an In Flames, right? Right?
Yes,
One or two times?
just one for me.
Just one for you in São Paulo, the first time, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, man. Cool. And
the city of
now,
Sepultura.
what?
City of Sepultura.
Yes, yes. I was going to this concert, but in the day that you played in São Paulo, I remember the day. It was February 15th of 2009. My son was born, and it was he. And in this day, he was getting out from the hospital. That's why I didn't go to your concert.
Ah, well, congratulations. Belated, of course, but yeah, fantastic. Yeah. No, I remember that tour. It was, like I said, it was amazing. Just being out, eating great food, and just seeing the scenery. Not as much as I would have liked to, because we have to travel in between each country and city.
Yes.
To do a proper tour of South America, I think we'd have to stay at least a month and have a few days in each city. So maybe it's something we can do in the future.
Okay, okay. So please tell me, can you say your favorite song from March of the Unheard?
Oof.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
I'm still learning the titles, It's like when you
Whoa!
when you make new songs, you always have this, we call it, oh, this is Wednesday. Oh, we call that the chicken song or whatever. But I can say that I am very pleased that we chose Detonate as the first single, because I
Nice.
really like the harmonies and I really like the way that we're playing. And speaking about like influences on, that's actually, I love my Iron Maiden, and Steve Harris is a huge influence. So of course I think a lot about him when I did in my parts on that song. So I'm gonna choose Detonate.
Nice, thanks. Uh, Peter, thank you so much for this time, for sharing with Headbangers Brazil. That's a red carpet for you, man. Please send us a message. Send a message to Brazil, to South America.
Oh yeah, thank you for supporting us, and thank you for supporting me throughout my whole musical career. I really hope that the Halo effect will come as soon as possible. I really hope that the Halo effect will come next year, but we will come as soon as possible. And thank you so much for sticking by us.
Thank you, Peter. Bye bye, man. It was a pleasure. It was a huge pleasure, man.
Same here. Same here. Have a good
Thanks.
day.
Bye bye. Good day
Bye.
for you too, brother. Bye.